All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to talk about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Gervonta Tank Davis and a very real potential that Floyd Mayweather Jr. getting cute could have backfired on him and Gervonta Davis. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we are going to talk about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Gervonta Tank Davis potentially having to compete with each other head to head, and at the very least have to compete all week for promotions for two fights with the same promotional company. Before I get into that though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please thank you so much for watching the video. And if you would not mind, if you like the video, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And also, if you're a longtime subscriber, welcome back to the channel. All right, so Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Gervonta Tank Davis very well may be going head to head with each other, if not in the actual fight, in the promotion for both of their upcoming fights, which is absolutely bananas, bad form, and exactly what you get when Floyd Mayweather Jr. gets when he tried to be cute and put a fight the same month as Gervonta Tank Davis. All right, so why did this happen? The fight was supposed to happen in United Arab Emirates today. However, the president of the United Arab Emirates, please forgive me for not knowing who exactly it was. I tried very, very hard not to pay too much attention to the Floyd Mayweather Jr. Fight that he has coming up with his sparring partner. But a high-ranking official in the United Arab Emirates, UAE, passed away, and they had a work stoppage for this weekend in honor of him. So you know that the fight was canceled. That was supposed to take place today. So reports have come out that the fight that they are going to try to reschedule Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s fight for next week, and if not next week, the following weekend. If it is next week, they will be competing for promotion with Gervonta Tank Davis for an entire week of the last 2-week push for the fight with Romero. If they push it out 2 weeks, then they are going to be right on the same day as the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, this is what you get when you do things like this. You should not, if you have a promotional company and you are working with Gervonta Davis and selling Gervonta Davis, it makes absolutely no sense to have another major fight 2 weeks, another pay-per-view 2 weeks before that. First of all, you're competing with the dollars that people are going to spend on the fight. So if U.S. citizens or fans of Floyd Mayweather and the PBC and Mayweather Promotions are going to pay for a fight, they're going to spend their money. They're being asked to spend money. Don't remember how much it is. 15. It's not very expensive, but whatever the price of it is for Floyd Mayweather Jr. this weekend. Then turn around and pay another pay-per-view 2 weeks from now. So just right there, you're doubling up on that, and for people that don't necessarily have the money to do, or hesitant to do one, they may be very, very hesitant to do two. So that just simply competing with him, in my opinion, was bad form. Now, because it's postponed, you're going to even make it a tighter. You're going to make it even a tighter timeline for people, so they're gonna have to do pay-per-views back-to-back weekends or 2 pay-per-views on the same day. That cannot help but affect the pay-per-view sales, for Gervonta Tank Davis and or Floyd Mayweather Jr. Just absolutely bad form, man, and makes me feel like what can I say, man? Hasim Rahman, was interviewed not too long ago, maybe earlier this week, and he's like, look, he is fully confident that that Floyd Mayweather Jr. really wants Rolly Romero to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. And if he is true, if that is true, that is absolutely nothing but stubbornness, nothing but ego, driving Floyd Mayweather for this decision. Man, it is absolutely positively bad form. I think that it is, what was the last pay-per-view? For the last pay-per-view for the PBC that was put on was Errol Spence Jr. versus Yordenis Ugas. 2 weeks after that, you know, they competed with, what was that? The next week was the was Tyson Fury versus Dillian White, which really didn't do too much. And then you had Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez had a pay-per-view the next weekend. So now this weekend you have another pay-per-view for Floyd Mayweather Jr. that was supposed to be there competing against a free card, or at least just a regular HBO Showtime card, with Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. And then the next weekend you have Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolly Romero. It just seems to me, man, to be really like Floyd throwing himself right in the middle of that, man, is just a way to suck the attention away and suck some of the money away from that fight that's taking place with Gervonta Davis, and just absolutely bad form. But that's what I'm telling you, man. I was really hesitant to say this, but you know, the fame karma is a mug, right? That would enter into the equation. What I hope Floyd does is Floyd has at least the consideration to be like, look, I can't do the fight next weekend or the weekend after that because I don't want to compete in the promotions with another major event that I have. I'm not sure what he's tied to do contractually, right? Or whether they have to do it immediately. Now I know that this thing is supposed to be on a heliopad in Dubai, so more than likely it's not going to be, there's not going to be a huge crowd there. And I do believe it's also going to be on Fight TV, so I'm not sure if anything is really competing with it over there. So in the best case scenario, it'll be next weekend. But if they can't pull that off for next weekend, if they do that the same week, if they do that the same day as Gervonta Davis, man, that would be absolutely bananas. And Gervonta Davis would be very, very right to go ahead and move from Floyd Mayweather Jr. and do something else if he has not already made up his mind to do so. Calvin Ford, who is the trainer for Gervonta Davis, said that, it really is, what didn't sound like he was going to be leaving him for sure. Just said that, now is the time for Gervonta Davis to take control of more of his business. He's maturing as a man. He's in the same stage that Floyd Mayweather Jr. was when Floyd Mayweather was looking to leave Bob Arum and take more of direct control over his career. So, maybe that's the issue. But man, this is just all in all, man, a bad look. If Floyd didn't do it on purpose to make him to affect it, just the fact that he came that close, and it's kind of like leaving 15 minutes before you need to be somewhere, trying to get there right on time. You're like timing yourself to get there at the minute, and then you miss a turn on your way there, and now you got to loop around, and you wind up being 5 minutes late because you didn't build in enough space between the two. And if that's the case, you still going to be late. You still suffer the consequences. And in this case, he put that fight so close on top of Gervonta Davis. Now he has to actually directly compete with it. It's just bananas to me. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.